The rain fell in heavy sheets over downtown Chicago, drumming a relentless rhythm against the skyscrapers and dark streets below. Inside a small, candlelit cafe tucked between two towering office buildings, Matthew Hawthorne, a man once accustomed to commanding boardrooms and signing million-dollar deals, felt a nervousness that no business strategy could fix. He had lost her, his beloved wife Grace, 6 months ago, and in his grief the world had become a hollow echo of the life they had shared. The laughter that once filled his penthouse apartment, the quiet Sundays spent sipping coffee while reading the newspaper, all vanished like smoke in the wind. Tonight, someone insisted he meet a stranger on a blind date. He didn't want to come, but for some reason, he allowed himself to be coaxed out of his fortress of sorrow. Before this story unfolds further, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and the magic that life sometimes quietly offers, please take a moment to like this video, comment your thoughts, share with someone who needs a little hope, and subscribe to the channel. Matthew arrived early, hands buried in his coat pockets, his eyes scanning the dimly lit cafe. A woman walked in, radiant and calm, with chestnut hair falling over her shoulders and a smile that seemed impossibly familiar. Matthew froze, his mind struggling to catch up. There was something in her eyes, a softness, a warmth, that stirred memories he thought had been buried forever. She approached the table and introduced herself as Claire. As they sat, Matthew noticed an uncanny resemblance. Her gestures, the way she tilted her head when she laughed, the subtle curve of her smile, it was as if he were staring at Grace herself. He laughed nervously, forcing conversation about trivial matters, the weather, work, the city. But every word he spoke seemed to bounce against a wall of familiarity that unsettled him. The date progressed, and Matthew's unease grew. He finally asked the question he didn't even want to voice aloud. "You remind me of someone I knew. Someone very close to me." Claire's eyes widened slightly, a flicker of hesitation passing across her face. She leaned in and spoke carefully, almost whispering, "I think you knew my sister. Her name was Grace." The world seemed to tilt, spinning faster than the rain outside. Matthew's chest tightened. Grace, his Grace, dead, and now staring at him across this small cafe table was her twin sister. Claire had lived a quiet, private life, far from the bustling circles Matthew and Grace had moved in, and he had no idea she even existed. For the next few hours, Matthew sat in stunned silence, absorbing the impossible reality. He listened as Claire shared stories about her life, about the sister he had lost, about the childhood memories and the bond they had shared that Matthew had never known. The grief he carried for Grace had been sharp and isolating, but now it mingled with an unexpected tenderness, an almost protective instinct toward this woman who looked like his lost love, yet was her own person. The following weeks became a blur of cautious meetings and tentative conversations. Matthew wrestled with guilt, feeling both comfort and confusion when he was around Claire. He remembered Grace in every smile, yet he also began to see Claire as someone wholly unique, someone who deserved to be known for herself, not as a reflection of a memory. Every dinner, every walk through the city streets felt like navigating an emotional minefield. He feared betrayal of memory, yet he also feared missing a chance at healing. One evening, they found themselves walking along the quiet pier on Lake Michigan, the water shimmering under the moonlight. Matthew stopped, staring at the gentle waves lapping at the shore. "I don't know how to feel," he admitted, his voice raw. "Seeing you, it's like I have Grace back, but at the same time I don't. I don't want to dishonor her memory, yet I feel drawn to you." Claire took his hand gently, understanding reflected in her eyes. "You loved her, and that's beautiful. But I'm not her, I'm me. And I want to know you too, Matthew, not as Grace's husband, but as the person you are. Maybe we can discover something together." It wasn't instant. Healing never is. Matthew wrestled with his heart, with the echoes of grief and guilt that had haunted him since Grace's passing. But slowly, like sunlight breaking through clouds, he found himself laughing again. sharing stories, and embracing the warmth of connection. The city, once gray and oppressive, felt alive with possibility. One rainy afternoon, Matthew invited Claire to his apartment, the one he had once shared with Grace. The walls still held faint traces of her presence, but Matthew wanted to confront the grief to honor the past, while cautiously opening a door to the future. They moved through the rooms, laughing at small memories, crying at old photographs, and acknowledging the delicate space where grief and new beginnings could coexist. Months passed. Matthew realized that life was not about replacing the past but embracing the fullness of the present. Claire, with her unwavering compassion and quiet strength, had not stepped into Grace's life. She had stepped beside him, showing him that love could be both remembrance and renewal. Together, they found solace in shared understanding, building a friendship that was authentic, deep, and eventually tender in ways neither had anticipated. Matthew's journey was not easy. He still sometimes felt pangs of loss, sudden flashes of grief that caught him off guard. But Claire's presence was a reminder that life, unpredictable and often cruel, could also offer moments of extraordinary beauty. One quiet evening, as they watched the sunset over the Chicago skyline, Matthew realized he had begun to hope again, not just for fleeting happiness, but for the enduring possibility of love in a form he had never imagined. The story of Matthew and Claire, a testament to the human heart's resilience. It reminds us that grief can coexist with love, that the past need not imprison the future, and that sometimes life's most unexpected meetings can guide us toward the deepest healing. If this story touched your heart, if you've ever lost someone and found hope again in the most unlikely place, please comment below. Share your thoughts, your stories, or even a simple message of encouragement for others watching. Your engagement helps spread the message that love and kindness endure, even when life feels unbearable. Life is fragile, unpredictable, and at times painfully unfair. Yet, in moments of serendipity, when the rain falls and the city hums with quiet life, miracles can happen. A blind date gone wrong can sometimes lead to a love neither expected, a connection that honors the past while daring to embrace the future. Matthew Hawthorne's heart was scarred, but it was also reborn. In meeting Claire, he found not a replacement for Grace, but a companion to navigate the complexities of grief and hope, a reminder that the human heart, when open, can heal in ways that defy logic, expectation, and fear. And as you sit watching this story, remember, life is never predictable, but it is always full of opportunities to love, to heal, and to be surprised. If this story touched you, please like, comment, and share this video and let others know that hope can appear when we least expect it. Before you go, comment below. What would you do if life presented you with a second chance you never imagined?